Crash Talk, take one.
You are now listening to the Broken Pencil Booking Company podcast.
Whole lot of fucking gang shit.
On the real, man, check it out.
Been poppin', hood legend, chef boy, white girl, gang shit been high, gang shit get high, gang shit get dry. Whip clean dope boy, 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 whip clean dope boy. Long cash dope sales, AKs head wraps, BKs did that. Third bin still black, cop birds, Nando's, shoebox bankrolls, two friends combo, all that. Godspeed cheat codes, brought the car and lost the keys. Action beam, she wrote the weed. Low life, real life. Park the whip, the park cuz. Lack truck backed up. Kick the dust and laugh at it. Gold piece, the flash got it. Lace the chuck some miles on it. Choose a pen, ignore a bullet. He talked about it, he ain't sold it. Shoot up fig, but I ain't cold. Talking shit, but you ain't down to fool. No dudes to be on pace to lose. Me, my dogs, and what we bout to do. Me, my dogs, and we done brought the new. Checkmate, all bat poof. Whip gang, cocaine. Fresh tips, swole lips. Gang shit, gang shit. Been poppin', hood legend, chef boy, white girl, gang shit been high. Gang shit get high. Gang shit get dry. Whip clean dope boy, 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 whip clean dope boy. Gang signs red light, white shirt, red shirt, 30 years same turf, non-spark black.
Welcome to the Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast, infused with hip hop. I am Wood.
And you stay classy, internet. I'm Suave Burgundy.
Back on assignment again. I think this time we sent him back to Jeddah is the Petty Messiah.
Made daily with organic broken pencil logic.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Petty's out on assignment again, taking care of some things in Jeddah, making sure we have up to the minute coverage of the goings on that aren't on the network.
No doubt. And kicking off the show today was some groovy Q, Schoolboy Q, gang gang. Gang 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 gang.
Indeed, indeed.
Today, we keep saying this. It ain't gonna take us long. I'm sure you heard that if you go to church on Sunday. We won't be long. We have a new body bag nominee.
I'm not gonna hold you.
This body bag nominee, it's probably gonna take up the majority of the show, but
well, look, we got a couple nominees to talk about, but we have a winner, and the winner
we have the winner is out of control.
The winner is this is like the first massacre.
We'll give you a hint. They bodied us. That body bag, body bag winner for this week or for last week, body bag the Broken Pencil Booking Company.
I didn't think it was possible.
When you drop a mixtape. Mm-hmm. And you have all the heavy hitting producers on it. Mm-hmm. But it's
all the shit that couldn't get cleared.
But it's only a mixtape.
Right.
And on the same day you drop your mixtape, out of nowhere, you get an album by Jay-Z produced by Kanye and Just Blaze.
See, I don't necessarily believe that we got, by that logic, I don't believe that we got bodied. I just believe that we exist in two different planes.
For sure.
Yeah.
But that's not the reason why they won the body bag.
So basically, what it is, it's like
we'll get to it.
I was just gonna give a hip hop
an analogy.
Comparison.
Okay, go ahead.
An analysis. It's like it's say Jay Electronica finally dropped a full tape, and the bitch is banging. Like Jake One is all over it, Alchemist is all over it.
Your favorites on it.
Your favorites. But then Jay-Z and Dre did an EP.
And the EP just happened to be 2 hours long.
Right. like it's like 7 songs, but it's like 2 hours worth. Like they doing extended plays, like for real. They talking shop with like 8 minutes of beat rolling.
Dre got a breakdown in the middle of the song with playing Burt Bacharach tunes backwards.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Pick a really respected journalist. Like really respected. Like,
Dream Hampton.
Take Dream Hampton's interviewing Jay-Z, post the last hook for like 6 minutes on every song. So it's like a documentary / mixtape / EP. Like it's like that.
Wow.
You got all the liner notes in audio form.
Word.
So that's what happened to us.
Okay.
It's still good. It's still good.
It's still good. It's still there. It's still relevant. Still powerful. Very entertaining. But there's this other shit too.
Yeah.
The most entertaining shit on TV right now, by all means, your boy Bray Wyatt with the Firefly Funhouse.
Oh my God! I need a membership at the Wyatt Gym.
The shirts came out.
I can do the Muscle Man dance.
Who was that talking about doing the Muscle Man dance? Walk up in the club doing the Muscle Man dance.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I'll have that one off top.
Where is that shirt available? Because I might order that.
That's
right
on
now.
Shop.
Is it?
That's on Shop.
I did not think that was on.
It's
on.
It was minutes after the show ended. It was up on Shop.
So I may need that. I may need that immediately for the summer. For the summer.
You want to get us kicked off? I'm gonna get the original for that one right there.
Yeah, I'm just saying I don't think we're gonna get kicked off.
It don't matter. I'm getting the original for that.
Jay don't need no more money.
No more monies.
Congratulations, fam. I think you can let us make it.
A Billy. It's your boy Hove.
I mean, it's a whole lot. Of money.
Why not?
I mean, I'm pretty sure Rock Nation needs a podcast division.
I don't think they have one either.
I'm certain that they don't. However,
hey Young, come holler at your boy.
Hove.
We'll go over the WWE Super Showdown this Friday in Jeddah. For those of you on the East Coast, that's going to air at 2 p.m. Friday.
Oh wait, he wasn't bullshitting. That shirt was real.
Which one was that?
The one with the fucking chainsaw.
Oh, so where?
So all of these shirts are real. Cause when he showed them, I didn't think they were real.
I never saw that shirt. The chainsaw shirt. Is that everything? This man has a whole line.
He got a whole product line right now.
He has a whole line.
merch line. Oh yeah,
WWEshop.com.
I got kicks for that.
Firefly Funhouse has an entire merch line that's topped off with the Wyatt Gym shirt.
Oh, I'm finna get laced up. Bet that.
He's ordering right now. Is there a special, like a buy one get one for $1 type thing popping off? Or
I'm gonna check. There's 25% off, but I'm gonna check my email and make sure they didn't send me no buy one get one for $1. If not, they'll do it next week.
And the Firefly Funhouse plays at the bottom of the screen when you click them. They did this one. They went out of control with this one.
I need to see the tank top. Y'all trash for this.
Super Showdown this Friday in Jeddah. So 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 p.m. Pacific, and that is Friday, June 7th, year of our Lord 2019.
Year of our Lord.
And then also, let's kick off the show with the crown jewel, not to be confused with Crown Fool.
Crown Fool.
The crown jewel of
Peach.
WWE, which is hands down NXT TakeOver. And specifically NXT TakeOver 25. This show is so good, we forgot to talk about it twice. And it's okay that we forgot to talk about it because we're talking about it today, starting off the show. We wanted to do some predictions, but now we're just going to go over the card.
Yeah. Yes.
In true TakeOver fashion, 5 matches. I think there's only been once or twice that they have actually had 6 matches, but one of them was like an impromptu match with Matt Riddle and Cassius Ohno that lasted a whole 6 seconds. So you can't really.
That was a public sleeping.
Can you call that a match?
Cassius got slept. That ain't no match. They rang the bell, and then he got his bell rung.
Now, one thing we mentioned in our famed Broken Pencil group text.
Yeah.
And don't forget Convo, CONVOZ, add the app. converse with us, we on there, Broken Pencil BC on Convos. You know, you send us a message, we'll send you one back.
We might.
No, it's happening. We definitely doing that. The Takeover had 5 matches. And the very first match, as soon as it kicked off, Roderick Strong versus Matt Riddle.
Yes.
And the production quality looked cheap if you jumped in mid-match. But I went back to the beginning of the match because they did have the house lights up.
Yes.
And then they did a flash of the crowd with a spotlight and went straight to the ring. So, old school big fight feel.
So what I have picked up from listening to that is whoever is in production has been paying attention to the podcast world. Why? This was recently discussed where they talked about how much of the crowd you want to light simply because people are more inclined to yell louder and yell more creatively if they feel as though they can't be seen.
Very, very true.
It's the Lars Sullivan effect. If they can't see you, you can say whatever you want.
Right now, you can say whatever you want to him anyway. I don't think a punch in the face from him is going to garner him any positive reviews.
I have a new name for him.
Oh, please drop that.
Alt-right Schnitsky.
Oh, he's been broken pencilized.
Congratulations.
Alt-right Snitsky. All right.
We wish you the best in all your future
in all your future endeavors, which is also a name that we tabled for the podcast, but we went with Broken Pencil BC. Continue.
We might turn that into like a segment. Once we really get into the whole formatting, heavy formatting, might become a segment. Might be coming to YouTube or something.
Yeah.
If we feel like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seemed to work because people were really hot for this match. I mean, the in-ring work was absolutely, captivating.
Insane.
2 guys who really know what they're doing.
Great storytelling from Matt Riddle, who's relatively new to pro wrestling. And
yes.
I say relatively because he's finally on the big stage, but he spent a couple of years down in Evolve MLW. Actually, Evolve MLW and just traveling in the indies.
He's run the loop. He hasn't had a chance to get old on the indies yet.
Right.
So he got scooped up at pretty much the best time. Like, he's in everyone's good graces, and he's now on a bigger stage. But this match is incredibly entertaining. Go out of your way to make sure that you see it. The way that
insane athleticism from both people.
Great combination in chain wrestling, like great striking. Like, it's just
it's a hard hitting, very fast paced match that actually has some great slowdown points.
It's modern wrestling. It's what you want it to look like, modernized. Like, there's strikes that come from all forms of grappling and combat sports.
Everything meant something. There was no gratuitous flipping going on. Everything meant something.
No flippy do bullshit. Jim Cornette probably loved this.
Yeah, there was some insane athleticism, but there was nothing that just said, okay, this was completely unnecessary.
It was completely contrasted, but you didn't feel like you were losing anything with the contrast. So yeah, I'm pleased with that.
On the flip side, the next match.
What you got?
Your NXT Tag Team Championship 4-way ladder match.
Oh, a car wreck on I-95.
You have...
Wait, is that the highway up there where they had the show?
Yep. Up in Connecticut. Yep.
Yeah, I did that.
You have the Street Profits, the Forgotten Sons.
First of all, we need to play the Street Profits music right now.
Boom.
Nobody,
then you also have
bitches.
Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch.
Oh, shoe check, homie. Shout out to Montez Ford with his all gold red bottom Air Jordan 12s, and shout out to Angelo Dawkins with his custom LeBron Soldier 12.
Foundation fresh, you bitch.
I'm just saying, man, if you gonna step out there with the right footwear, somebody gonna notice. And the people that are gonna notice are gonna be right here with Broken Pencil Logic, right here at the Broken Pencil Booking Company podcast, a pro wrestling podcast infused with hip hop.
Broken Pencil BC on all things social, brokenpencilbc@gmail.com. Mark my words, you can't write this. Folk Life Shorty with the shit. Fuck the Casual Fan, and
Broken Pencil Logic.
I think did I say that?
No, that was the one you left out. I was paying attention that time.
My man. All right, and so the fourth team in this match was our favorite guys.
Yeah.
The Undisputed Era, represented by Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish.
I'm glad someone finally gave me the explanation as to why Bobby Fish's name is Bobby Fish.
Please explain.
Mauro Ranallo, in all his greatness, decided to explain that Bobby Fish's name is Bobby Fish because he's the Bobby Fischer of wrestling. I can't quote his exact lines because
paraphrase. There you go.
Paraphrase, yeah.
And Morrow was in his baggy. He
stayed in his bag the entire broadcast.
I mean, even going back to the Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, Deontay Wilder quotes. He was quoting school. And see, we got Schoolboy Q in this episode, but he was quoting Schoolboy Q songs.
I know, but I'm saying, like, even the Deontay Wilder fight that he called a couple of weeks ago, he was in his bag on that, and that carried over.
He's just been on a roll. He's in a comfort zone, and I'm happy for him.
No doubt. Keep him where he's at. Let him perform at a high level. Make everybody else want him and want to be him. This was a train wreck. This match was a full blown, all out train wreck. What's your boy? Used to be Jackson Riker. Which, if you're gonna WWE some names, come on, make sure that your announcers can at least pronounce them. I heard Ryder and Jackson. I've heard different pronunciations of that name throughout the entire match.
This is why you can't try to get too cute with these names, because someone has to say them, and sometimes repeatedly.
Yeah. And not to take anything away from Nigel McGuinness, because sidebar, did you realize that was Nigel McGuinness and Mauro Ranallo's 14th takeover?
Really, they done that many together?
Yeah.
Where was Percy?
Percy's been gone for a couple of months now off TV. He got replaced with is it not Braxton? What's the other African American chick? She's on Monday Night Raw. Charlie Caruso.
Is she Afro American?
Yeah.
She got some Aja Kong on?
I believe she looks like she is.
Well, let's research that before we start putting that label.
But also, yeah, that part. But also, Beth Phoenix has been calling it the takeovers.
I did hear that. I was just like, Percy was doing a good job though.
But not to take anything away from Beth. Beth sounds exactly like Renee did 6 months ago.
I had to check myself a couple times to like, hey, who is this? And then I was like, oh, okay, so
yeah, exactly like. Oh no!
What happened? What's wrong?
I'm looking at the pre-show matches
from Takeover.
Yeah, they're going to end up being, anytime there's a takeover, there's pre-show matches that end up becoming.
We'll see it. We'll see it Wednesday.
Well, we'll see it next Wednesday. This will probably be a recap show.
Yeah, they really got this territory TV shit down. Man, I tell you,
they'll run 3 weeks of the show they had a pay-per-view in.
Oh man, that's when I take off. I kind of take off after Takeover.
Yeah, because you have to wait that 2 to 3 weeks after Takeover to actually get a good show back at Full Sail, or even Central.
To get a show at Full Sail, period.
Or even Center Stage, because they have been hitting Center Stage up.
Either or, but it's gonna be all from the same crowd of the Takeover, and it feels like, okay, this already happened, fam.
All right, so your winners and your new NXT Tag Team Champions. We had a solo cup party, y'all. The Street Profits.
Hit that music one more time.
Right here. That's enough.
With the Conan.
The next match. I just wish he would go up further in the card. He needs to go up higher in the card.
He's good where he is.
Either way, he's the main event.
Right. So it's either if you have him wrestle any further up the card and the card is only 5 matches, you're gonna run into some conflict. You need to have him at least at a point where he can have the full attention of the crowd. He can work, get all his stuff over, and not really get stepped on. So the main event ends up getting stepped on because of crowd fatigue.
But in terms of importance of title, this fits exactly where it needs to be in the card.
Absolutely.
So the tag team match, then your tag team title match, then you follow that up with your North American champion, the Velveteen Dream, going up who he calls the quote great value Velveteen Dream.
That was a early nominee for a body bag award because that was pretty funny to me.
And I use great value as a reference all the time.
As do I.
As you should. Tyler Breeze, who returns to NXT from the main roster. This is the first time, we believe, the first time that a talent has asked for the ability to be shipped back down to Orlando.
A smart, savvy decision on his part. And
because if he keeps the same momentum that he had when he left, which was 2-3 years ago, he can come back in, create a name for himself, and also help the younger talent who is aspiring to make it to the main roster make it up there.
I just honestly feel like he has more of an opportunity to have creative have something for him. Like there's a list of people that are on TV in NXT.
Look at the creative down in Orlando versus the creative that's in Stanford. I mean, we're talking like we've heard on different interviews in different areas that there could be up to 40 people as part of creative up on the main roster.
We'll get into that later.
But you also have, like, we got the head trainer down there with Matt Bloom. Mm-hmm. We have
Lord Tensai,
Albert, Giant Bernard,
all of the above.
We had Triple H, who's basically the Vince McMahon of NXT. We also have Shawn Michaels and Road Dogg both down in NXT. So you have the entire, as much DX as you could possibly have, minus Road Dogg. Minus Billy Gunn, who's over at AEW.
And I'm certain X-Pac is making frequent visits. Scott Hall's coming through every so often. Like, you have the access to the entire clique.
They're all resources. You want to talk to somebody, I'm sure they have no problem breaking out the phone and talking to another person who was with the clique that ain't there. In 17 minutes, you have Velveteen Dream going over on Tyler Breeze. You really didn't expect anything more. There's no way Tyler Breeze is coming back from the main roster and knocking off Velveteen Dream.
I was just kind of hoping, and I guess this is good on Dream for him not continuing the gimmick. I was hoping he was going to spoof something or someone else, and he just came with another outlandish outfit, and it's like, I guess I get it. But
he just stole. This whole story was about Velveteen being better than Tyler Breeze and being Tyler Breeze. That's was the whole story for this.
But what did the chain wife beater have to do with any of that? I mean, it had nothing to do with any of that whatsoever. But I mean, it's 2019, and you gotta be tolerant.
Let dream be dream. Let dream.
Right. All of the above.
In a NXT Women's Championship match, your champion Shayna Baszler against Io Shirai. This was brutal, especially the end.
Good. You needed it. It did what it was supposed to do. It gave you a different type of action. It was different than every match before it. It's different than every match after it. It stood on its own. And you got a clean finish, and then you got something that you
clean.
don't know.
It was clean-ish.
Clean enough. No one else touched the ring.
No one else was in the ring. You're right. Yeah.
So I mean, like, running up the aisle, that's the whole distraction finish thing. But the great part about it is you had a person who came into the match booked as a face, and who had animosity with the heel, actually do what somebody would do when you have real animosity. Beat their ass up.
And it almost looked like the precursor for a double turn.
Almost.
Because you had the other two members of the real Four Horsewomen.
Wait a minute, that's debatable, but go ahead.
Right, exactly. We're talking about the Midnight Express and the original Midnight Express. So
you will not disrespect Dennis Condrey. That's what you won't do.
Well, I mean, who was the other one? Not Bobby Eaton. I'm talking about the original that Paul Heyman was managing.
It was Dennis Condrey and Bobby Eaton.
No. The one that Paul Heyman was managing.
Bobby Eaton.
No, he was managing the
Bobby Eaton and Dennis Condrey.
No, it was not, because Bobby Eaton was with Stan Lane.
No, I'm talking about. Okay, go ahead, look it up. Go ahead. Bobby Eaton's the common denominator.
I'm talking about AWA.
Oh, well, the shit. I don't know anything about AWA.
It was
I know green ring skirt with blue lettering.
Randy Rose.
Yeah.
That's who it was.
You would have got me with that. I'd have failed.
Yeah. So it was Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey was the original Midnight Express that was managed by Paulie Dangerously.
Gotcha.
At any rate, so we say that to say this. There's the 4 horsewomen of NXT, and there's also the 4 horsewomen of MMA. The other two, they have names, but we don't know their names. And that's no disrespect to them. They need to make better names for themselves. That said, they came out to ringside, interfering in another Shayna Baszler match. Candice LeRae comes out with a kendo stick, beats the living shit out of both of them.
Stiff.
While Io Shirai is standing inside the ring, cheering her on in the middle of a championship match, she gets Peter rolled and choked out by
Peter rolled and choked out
by Shayna Baszler. That said, Io Shirai was fed up.
Yeah.
I'm
sick of this shit.
She goes and gets a kendo stick and goes full Tommy Dreamer on Shayna Baszler.
Full Sandman.
And I mean, whelps on the back and everything, complete with doing a very, very hard moonsault with a chair.
Steel chair.
Basically hand strapped to her abdomen, landing on Baszler's abdomen.
What I feel like that does is that probably sets up for them for a rematch in like some sort of hardcore environment.
It definitely sets up for a heel turn to make it really easy if you were to go that route. This is a very hard tease.
Or maybe you get an NXT TV main event with them in a hardcore situation. I don't know if they stretch that out all the way to the next takeover, but they're good about keeping storylines going. So,
word. So, your winner, Shayna Baszler, but Io Shirai is on the radar.
I like everything that I got before, during, and after the match. They built up the story. They explained why this was so personal. The match was very well done. You got to the ending of the match and pretty much you looked like you might get Io Shirai to break out of the rear naked choke. Finally succumb to it, taps out. And the greatest part of it all, you stop having faces look stupid.
Yep.
Faces get angry too.
And it's going to play because the fans couldn't believe it. It's going to play out very, very well on TV.
And because Shayna Baszler is such a great heel and such a vicious heel, people were okay with seeing her get her ass kicked.
And if she happens to be a face and still has those heel tendencies towards Io Shirai, so be it. They'll still respond accordingly because they're very smart fans.
There's symmetry involved with that situation. So now whatever Shayna Baszler does is justified.
And now for the main event of the evening, sir.
Yes.
Your champion.
I'm happy about this.
Johnny Gargano.
Not my champion, but he's a good champion, but not my champion.
Against Adam Cole, baby. For the NXT Championship.
You see, Adam Cole came to the ring with the remix. I'm happy that they've infused some hip hop into TakeOver, but I'm also like, hey, I had plans for that. I'ma still do it.
Yeah, why not?
I'ma still do it.
Why not?
But homie did a good job though.
Is it me or did the Baszler Shirai match seem longer than 12 minutes, and did the Adam Cole Johnny Gargano match seem longer than 32 minutes?
Yes, I will agree. It almost seemed like Gargano and Cole went Broadway. Or it seemed like they got really close to it.
I mean, I'm sorry. I meant to say the Baszler match did seem shorter than 12 minutes because it definitely felt like it was a really quick moving match.
I mean, it had levels to it. But,
yeah, but that Adam Cole Johnny Gargano match definitely felt like more than 32 minutes. Like, I'm surprised looking at the time now that match was only 32 minutes
because of all the near falls and the offensive exchanges and the gamesmanship that went on. Yet they definitely made use of all 30 minutes and they stretched it out and told a full story.
I'm finding myself going back and forth looking at the Johnny Gargano Adam Cole match and also the tag team match because they're both beautiful disasters, and then like the fact that Adam Cole won this belt
finally
with no help
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Nobody came out. There was no teases. There was nothing outside. No outside interference. There was no. Even though he's got a halo on, what's your boy? You know his name. He had feud of the year with Johnny Gargano. It's late, man.
Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah, Ciampa. Yeah, Ciampa was in the building, but he didn't come out here and cause any ruckus.
He did all this shit talking in the
pre-show.
So I mean, it's awesome because what NXT does a very, very good job at is leaving multiple roads open after a takeover. So by Cole not having any interference, it can set up for him to say, I won this title fair and square, didn't need any help, and the Undisputed Era can start to take offense to that. Like, I'm champion and I don't need you.
Okay.
But knowing he's going to use the Undisputed Era to keep the title.
Right.
But you set that up to where you can go that route if you choose to. You can also just, leave the crew intact, let them do what they do, put all the gold on them, because I feel like the Street Profits and the Undisputed Era, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, can have some excellent matches together. Okay.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, the UE as a whole, no matter how you put them together. Wait, so Adam Cole is the NXT champion. Street Profits are probably going to end up losing sometime in the near future to the UE to become 3-time NXT Tag Team Champions.
Maybe not, but yeah.
Roderick Strong is probably going to end up becoming the North American champion.
And here's what I see. I don't necessarily want it to happen this way, but if I had the pen and I was trying to make really interesting TV, this is what I'd do. You have Adam Cole basically, go on his rant and his tirade about, hey, I didn't need... And Johnny Gargano will kind of add fuel to the fire of this because he's going to want a rematch and he's probably going to deserve one. So Cole is touting how he didn't need any help. He didn't need the Undisputed Era. He did it all by himself. Mm-hmm. That starts the crack in the ice. So then you have Roderick Strong start to become a shit disturber, a shit stir. He's
instigator.
He's an instigator about this because he's taking it personally. Fish and O'Reilly, they're kind of undecided, but Cole keeps boasting and bragging. So by the time the next takeover comes around, you have Fish and O'Reilly over the Street Profits, 3-time NXT Tag Team Champions. Roderick Strong over Velveteen Dream, and Cole, without the help of the Undisputed Era, loses.
Okay. Broken pencil logic applied here. He's distraught, pissed off about the Undisputed Era not coming out to save him. They're out at the end of the show, and here comes the overthrow. So now there's one less in the Undisputed Era, being Adam Cole. So you think you pull him out?
Yeah. I pull him out, turn him babyface right before I send him up. That's WWE logic. I could very easily see that happening. I don't want that.
But you can see that happening.
But I could see it happening.
Yeah.
The story arc is there if you wanted to go that direction.
There are certain factions in history that you never wanted to see broken up.
I want them to operate Horseman style for the next 18 months.
You can do it for the next 18 years if you do it right.
I'm just talking about just in NXT. I want them for the next 18 months in NXT to run like Horsemen. There's that fax machine again.
Yeah. There's ideas being stolen right now.
Someone just peeled me for a storyline right then.
And let you know this is what's happening.
Jeez.
All right, so we talked about the time this coming Friday.
Can I get royalties on storylines?
Yeah, hit that green button, but far right hand side, hit this, press and hold that bad boy. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, some of the best storylines have been stolen because of that fax machine being on.
I'm just saying, I just want a royalty check. I don't even want to work. We'll get to that part. We'll get to that in a minute.
That's going to be a part of a rent. So we may have an impromptu mixtape here, but it's going to be like boom, boom, boom. I'll get to what I mean here in a second.
Gotcha.
And we're going to run down the Jetta card. You give me your predictions. I'm not going to predict shit. I'm run down the card. You off the top of your head, tell me who wins.
I'm the only one predicting though.
Fine, I'll do it too.
All right.
This is all part of the plan.
I'm saying I'll let you drink by yourself.
Well, I mean, you damn right. You damn right.
Damn.
Lars Sullivan
No, alt-right Snitsky.
Alt-right Snitsky versus the Lucha
Border
House
Patrol.
Party. Oh, God damn it. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. They got a bad enough hand having to deal with alt-right Snitsky as it is. I'm not doing that to them.
They will be regulated to handing out popcorn after this.
Relegated?
Relegated. Redacted.
Reduced.
Like it's over for the Lucha House Party after this.
They really have to stop cutting promos. They make themselves look worse, and they're actually a pretty cool act. But every time they open up their mouths, it's a wrap.
Look, you can't save this with an LWO heel turn. Like it's just not gonna work because they're about to lose a 3-on-1 handicap match. I don't care how small you are. Jump that clown.
No racism involved. And if you think I'm bullshitting, go back and check SmackDown 2004 when I say this. They couldn't save this with a lawnmower.
Not Mexican. We're Mexico. No, that reeks of racism. But
Shane versus Roman.
Roman.
I say Roman as well because we are in Jeddah. There are things that you expect to happen based on.
I take that. Sorry to cut you off, but I almost hate to see the story end because I feel like Shane deserves a bigger platform to finally get his just dessert.
I don't think it does end here. I don't think this is the platform. I don't think this the Jeddah show is the platform for rivalries to end.
Then in that case, I'm almost certain that Roman. We're picking Roman. He probably won't win.
In fact, I just thought about this. We actually have to do one more look at a card because there's a pay-per-view like a week and a half after.
I already told you I'm not. No.
Oh.
I'm not gonna recognize that as a pay-per-view.
Okay.
I mean, we can look at the card, but that's a house show.
Wow, people think this is a house show with gold choppers on the front row.
I mean, the gold choppers is the only thing that makes it like worth watching. I want to see somebody cut up in the crowd, but
if you see platinum, I'm turning it off.
This is just a really, really, really baller house show.
Okay.
This is a baller ass house show. That's it.
All right, so we got the Demon versus Andrade.
Fuck what they told you.
Do we see the Demon?
We're scheduled to see the Demon.
Okay.
Hell, we just saw Finn Balor for the first time in a month tonight.
Very true.
Why would you bring him back for the go home show?
And that's for the Intercontinental title, by the way.
A squash match.
Braun versus Black Lesnar.
Don't do that.
That's courtesy to Petty Messiah. That's me challenging.
Don't do that to Lashley. We had done so much character work on Bobby Lashley to get him out of the hole he was in.
Only to take away Leo Rush.
Only to chop block him.
Hey Leo, the door is open. Come holler at your boys.
Leo, we need to get this interview scheduled.
We'll be hitting your inbox shortly. Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley. I got Lashley in this one actually.
I don't even care. Strowman just because it's Jeddah? Like, what's the race relation situation over there? Like, are we more inclined to see someone that looks like Bobby Lashley go over? No. Strowman.
I got Lashley. Goldberg versus Taker. This is a match I don't give a fuck about.
Our text thread has been a U.S. Open of volleyed opinions about this particular match.
And Goldberg's from Tulsa.
So
shouts out to Tulsa.
Is he?
Yeah.
Could have fooled the fuck out of me. I'd have lost all my money betting on that shit.
Yeah, Goldberg's from Tulsa, Oklahoma, man.
Wow. I learned something new every episode.
If I'm not mistaken, Bishop Kelly High School.
Good job with the statistician. Okay.
Because, bitch, Tulsa. It doesn't work that way, but I had to say it.
Yeah, that shirt won't be available.
That shirt would not be printed. So
I got Undertaker.
You got Taker.
I mean, only for this reason. It's a WWE show. The Undertaker is the most storied character left in WWE folklore. There's no way. I don't care how senile you think Vince is. He's not about to put over WCW's highest grossing act.
I'm really surprised knowing that Taker's going to go over, and I think he is too. Really surprised we didn't see Goldberg spear Taker tonight.
I don't think anyone could have risked risk any sort of bodily harm going into
into Friday.
Like, if you saw Goldberg tonight, you saw what we saw.
The face-to-face was all you were going to get, and they both knew that. Bag secured.
That's it. Taker has a surgically repaired hip. Two surgically repaired hips. We are not risking anything before he has to take a 15-hour flight. You can pay to see them touch, pause, on the network. Drop your $9.99 and get Super Showdown. You can see this absolute, I don't know what to call it.
A Hall of Famers match?
Catastrophe.
All right. Triple H versus Randy Orton. This is probably the most important match on the card.
Is it? Why is that?
Because...
Bitch, Texas?
No, that doesn't work that way with this one.
Okay, well, I don't...
There's no title on the line.
Make it make sense. It's the most important match on the card. Make it make sense.
The student and the teacher, you have, outside of Cena, you have the two longest reigning WWE champions of this generation, actually on paper ever. Like I said, besides Cena, you've got the history, like they built it for the history. And after Monday Night on Raw, boy, he's yawning me out.
Sorry.
After Monday Night on Raw,
I'm waiting for the punchline. Good
God. Why were they talking about nuts?
What?
You didn't see the promo on Monday?
I saw that. It's a body bag nominee.
Nah.
They traded a couple body bag nominees.
They're talking about nuts in public at a very high level. Like,
well, what do you expect? You have one man who has spent at least 65% of his career crotch chopping.
I guess you got a point.
So what else did you expect?
Yeah, I guess you got a point. At any rate.
And everyone goes for that line about get your balls out your wife's purse. So, I mean, it was standard. It's par for the course. It was the most edgy thing that had been said on Raw.
They both laughed, though. I do appreciate
they
the fact
both popped
laughed.
each other.
Yeah.
Because I think they both went out there without a script either.
Just for the sake of Danger 2 not being able to actually put his 2 cents in on this,
of course he's picking Orton.
I'm going to...
I'm not finna sit here and do this with y'all. Like, look, that's why you called it the most important match on the show.
Actually, it's not. Because, okay.
It's not.
All right, so your main events, quote unquote, Kofi Kingston versus Dolph Ziggler. There's no way in hell Dolph goes over on this one.
Not a chance.
However, you have Seth Rollins versus Baron Corbin.
I don't know if that match goes on as planned.
I actually think it does go on as planned, and Seth wins by DQ for some odd reason. I also think that Brock is not going to cash in on Seth and is actually going to cash in on Kofi to swerve the shit out of everybody.
Number one, the bait and switch that's going on with the Money in the Bank briefcase is
it's getting old. Actually, it's gotten old.
Yeah, it's gotten really old, and the Money in the Bank briefcase is basically creative's get out of jail free card. Anytime, like, case of injury, case of just staleness, it's your get out of jail free card. But the way it's been used over the last 4 or 5 weeks, Brock doing the running man is, I guess, it's funny for a segment. Maybe him turning into a boombox. Okay, cool. You got a way to sell a new T-shirt. If you go ahead and put speakers on the Money in the Bank briefcase, I'm pretty sure you could sell it.
Bump box.
Shout out to Bump Box. We sponsorships and shit,
We need that big boy.
You know what I'm saying? V1S Up Rock. Need that. Need 2 of them.
Hey, Trey, because bitch Texas.
But it's been creatively lazy to a certain extent. And now this whole bait and switch thing just seems like Raw's ratings went up 10% this week. But the show creatively, I don't think was exponentially better than what we've been getting.
I think it was flat compared to last week, but definitely better than that of 2 weeks ago.
Okay, I'll split the difference with you on that.
I think 2 weeks ago may have been one of the worst shows we've ever seen.
I'm losing track of the worst shows we've ever seen because it seems like we're having a lot of those in a row.
Or that not just in a row, we're having a lot of those within the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, like 1, 2, skip a few. Like you're getting 1, 2, skip a few, 99, 100. But like we're getting a lot of bad shows, and we're getting a couple of good ones mixed in, and it's getting to the point where like You may have a subpar show that has a couple of good segments. But what's been going on with the Money in the Bank briefcase, not so much. I'm not excited about this. Let me be perfectly honest in my own personal...
Please, I beg you.
My own personal observation of this. If Brock Lesnar cashes in Money in the Bank anytime before night 1 on Fox, it's wasted real estate.
Big facts.
Period.
But what's the probability of that actually happening as far as...
I don't know, because they're desperate for ratings right now. And I'm like, it's June. July, August, September, October. You got to make it another 4 months. It's probably it's doubtful that you go another 4 months while having Brock on TV every week. And it doesn't do Brock. Putting the title on Brock right now doesn't serve any masters. It doesn't do any good for Seth that you spent all that time and TV equity building up for WrestleMania. Doesn't do Brock any good because it doesn't really seem like he beat someone who had really come into his own during his title reign. It just looks cheap. It looks like a panic button move. Like you're panicking about the ratings, so we're just gonna go back to the way things were. And if you keep doing that with the competitor that you have coming and the time slot that you have on this major network coming, you're going to pull up in October flat, which is not what you want to do.
All right. Now, talking about ratings grabbers, who do you think... This is going to be the impromptu mistake I was talking about. Okay. Because there's one more match.
All right.
50-man greatest Royal, 50-man battle royal. Are they calling it the greatest Royal Rumble again?
I'm not sure.
They just call it the largest over-the-top Royal battle royal in history.
I haven't paid any attention.
All right, let's make this a little fun. Make this a little interesting for us to watch.
Okay.
We're gonna give each 5 people that we think should or could pop up at this Royal Rumble or at this battle royal.
Should or could.
Yes, we'll go back and forth. I'll go with my first one.
All right.
Jake Roberts.
Shit, that caught me off guard.
I say that. So the reason behind that is Jake has been being a little vocal on social media about things that he's seen, and he's actually talking about Moxley's DDT and the difference between Moxley's DDT and Dean Ambrose's DDT. And he also says he made mention about how he's been clean and sober for 7 years and hasn't got a call from anybody yet.
Doesn't mean a motherfucking thing.
Hey, it's a payday.
Can I shoot a hole in it just for a second?
Yeah.
We're gonna fly him to Jeddah and turn him loose.
He's a snake.
We're gonna fly Jake the Snake Roberts to Jeddah and turn him loose.
At 64 years old, I think he'll be okay.
Shit. Paige ain't flying. Where's his accountability buddy?
Oh no, we're going there. All right.
I'm just saying, you're gonna fly him over there and turn him loose. So like, even if he's completely sober, like there's the chance he might say some shit.
Build a mixtape. Who you got?
Okay, so I'm just picking somebody that like isn't on the main roster, or you just haven't seen.
Well, yeah, someone you haven't seen, someone you least expect, and actually, really, they can be on the roster and just not on the card.
Give me. You know what? I'm gonna go to NXT and I'm gonna say that I'm gonna say Adam Cole is in this.
You're gonna fly Adam Cole to Saudi Arabia?
Why not? I need the NXT champion on television. Okay.
We saw him last year briefly. Wonder if he makes a comeback over here again. Mark Henry.
That's pretty likely. That is likely as fuck, to be perfectly honest with you. Shinsuke Nakamura.
Shin Splint. He needs something to do too.
I don't know what the relations are like between Japan but yeah, I don't. But I want to see him do things. I want to see him, be fruitful out here and Kinshasa people.
Let's see here. Cena definitely won't be there.
Nah.
Big Show? I'll go with Big Show.
Okay. Big Show.
And honestly, he's been gone from TV long enough. I wouldn't be mad to see him.
That's a good look, actually. That's a good person to have. You know what? I'd like to see Big E
return
and win.
Nice.
There's a
because Strowman won last year, right?
Yep. There's a feel good moment.
So we got 3 apiece.
Cause boy, it is rough trying to get. Oh man, it is rough.
Yo, I know who we're gonna see. Walking to the ring.
Yo. Titus O'Neil. Worldwide. This is also usually an opportunity they take to get some either new talent over or some foreign talent over, get them some seasoning.
Yep.
I'm going to go with a guy I just saw on my brief spell of watching the Performance Center Combine. I'm going to say you see Shane Strickland.
Swerve? Over in South? That quick?
I mean, that's just wishful thinking, to be perfectly honest. You won't see him, but I just saw him at the Combine, so I was like, that's the first name that came
Not
up.
for nothing, you mentioned another one of my draft picks from last year.
Yeah.
How did he look in the Combine?
He did his thing, but I mean, here it is. The thing is, the biggest and best athletes in NXT right now that were at that Combine from the male side, ACH, Montez Ford, and surprisingly, Riddick Moss.
Montez Ford was in the Combine?
Yes.
Huh.
The Combine is it's entirely too long to watch in one sitting, but it's interesting just because you get to see, some of the measurables. Then you get to see how wide the gap of athletics is between Bianca Belair and a lot of other people.
So she's really coming as advertised the way we believe in her.
Her and Montez are like stupid.
Okay.
They're going to have an incredible whenever they procreate.
So we've named 4 apiece, right?
There's one right there. That's you know what? Scratch Strickland. I'm going to say Ali.
That was actually about to be my next pick. That's cool.
Damn.
Oh, that's cool. Ali.
I got another one.
Mustafa Ali. You say his name.
I just read it. I saw his chronicle, and I'm like, I disagree with shortening his name to Ali because I feel like you should just honor his heritage and call him Mustafa Ali. His mama named him Mustafa. Let's not call him Mustafa. And Ali is synonymous with one individual. But fuck it. The E is gonna be disrespectful no matter what. So just figure out what the fuck you gonna do.
I'll give you. This is gonna sound as exciting as it does disrespectful.
Okay.
I think we see the return of AOP in this battle royal.
You think?
What else are they doing?
Catering.
AOP, man.
You got them co-winning?
No. I have them running roughshod and then getting double eliminated by, somebody.
I got you. I'll take Apollo Crews. Because we haven't seen him, so, he needs something to do. That's assuming you don't have someone who's already working a match win this battle.
An honorable mention backstage, I think we're going to have Jeff Jarrett come out. And maybe, Jimmy Noble, boy!
You could get Elias to win this because he kind of needs something.
He really does, but is that really going to do anything for him? Didn't do shit for Strowman.
It's not his fault.
You're right. It's not. So there's your impromptu mixtape. 10 wrestlers or 10 acts that we think should pop up at the world's largest battle royal. I have Jake Roberts, Mark Henry, Big Show, Titus O'Neil, and AOP. Suave has Adam Cole, Shin Split Nakamura, Big E, Mustafa Ali, and Apollo Crews.
None of those 10 people are winning.
Only half of them may actually show up.
I want better for Big E. I want Big E to return and win.
All right, so
let's take a break.
All right, pause for the cause. Broken Pencil BC on all things social. BrokenpencilBC@gmail.com, and we'll be right back at you. We'll figure out something really dope to play, and then we'll hit you back with some more of this Broken Pencil logic. You dig?
Yeah.
Dope in the hood ain't moving like that. Chain in your watch, I need all that, all that. M's in the bank, I need all that. So run it, man. Front row at the Grammys, I'm getting praises from Jay. Fuck about this award, I'm happy he know my name. Favorite rapper Nas been told me that I'm the best. Had a couple sessions with Dre, he knew I would win. Alchemist my favorite producer and he my friend. All these love from the grace, put my passion in pen. Let me tell you about this story where Quincy died that started. I left jail on house arrest and now ever since I've been starving. You know pain on mama's face when I ask and call me a loser. Ain't achieved shit, her son quit sports to become a crip. Another single mother that failed, lost the son in the mix. Working hard through all her problems, her son just couldn't be fixed. Got off house arrest to sprinkle some orange in my blue shoes. Nigga asked traffic, baby deuce, yeah, and T2. Baby love, baby spank, big spank. Big fool, the first big side originals. You ain't gotta recruit. Tiny Smack, Floyd, G Scrap, nigga, the main crew. Flossy B was locked in, but was normal, he came through. Nigga, 51st and Fig on the corner. Mayhem was slaughtered months later, like the shit ain't happened. I'm with my daughter at the laundromat. The shots rang off. I ducked to the back, wishing for a strap. I hear more fire from Tiny Rat. Got the devil on my side while the Lord been pushing me over. I can finally understand why my uncles was never sober. Deadbeat, dad on the gas, that gas my motor. Either grab the mic, nigga grab the same pistola. I can easily tell my story now and climb from this moment. Just imagine joy hopes if I die next morning. Just imagine some of these rappers that ain't had Q. The godfather of the street shit that gave y'all truth. From Pac, Snoop, corrupt ass bitch, I'm deja vu. You see my homie in the hood, cause I hate y'all too. Oh, death on my block ain't worried. Glide through the air, ain't cautious, yeah, yeah, yeah. Mind on the ground, ain't dreaming. Thing on my waist, been leaning, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hustle for a job, they still ain't called back. Dope in the hood, ain't moving like that. Chain in your watch, I need all that, all that. M's in the bank, I need all that, all that. 10 freaky girls, need all that, all that. Love from the world, need all that. So run it, man.
Another groovy tune by Groovy Q. Broken Pencil BC on all things social. BrokenpencilBC at gmail.com. BrokenpencilBC.com for your archives. We are the Broken Pencil Booking Company. I am Wood.
You stay classy, internet. I'm Suave Burgundy.
I couldn't say shit that fast again if I tried to. Even if I was asked to with a gun in my head, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Thankfully, you're in a safe space.
Exactly. We have Firefly Funhouse. So this has been probably...
You gotta play the music. Yeah.
If you're feeling lonely today,
What's the whole shit?
come along and throw your cares away. We're really glad that you're our friend, and this is a friendship that'll never ever end.
Just sample that shit. Come on, get to work, man. Where your NPC at?
Lonely today, come along and throw your cares away. We're really glad that you're our friend, and this is a
Listen to this track, bitch.
As I'm out here doing the Snoop Boogie.
Muzzle on the beat, ho. Man, where's your NPC? We need we need a bunch of wrestling things flipped so I can go ahead and do this tape.
If you're feeling lonely today, come along and throw your cares away.
This is a long ass minute and a half.
Because once you know the context of the show, so this song is creepy as fuck.
It's only like 10 seconds that we hear every week. All right, there's that. That's the Firefly Funhouse. So if you've been following along like we have, yowie wowie,
Yowie wowie. It's the best shit on Raw.
not only is it the best shit on Raw,
It's the best shit on WWE television.
the man body bagged himself this week.
Yep. Purged all his demons.
So we had Huskus the pig, who's a fat slob of a character.
Who's eating chocolate bars all the time.
We had the devil horn boss who threatened to fire Well, he didn't say the word fire, but it looks eerily like
he basically threatened to fire him if he didn't get in shape. It's tongue in cheek about some of the conversations he's had.
The Muscle Man dance was birthed by Bray Wyatt along with the Wyatt Gym shirts.
Zubaz pants and the Wyatt Gym shirt cut into a tank top.
Did he have a fanny pack on?
Yes, fanny pack and headband.
You know what's in the fanny pack? Molly and Percocet.
It's a complete nod to the WBF Ico Pro phase.
The Vince McMahon, Lex Luger Ico Pro phase.
Yes, Hogan. The good try Terry phase. So if you're going by that, there might be syringes in the fanny pack.
Wow. You went there with it?
Take that shit to trial. Take that shit to trial. Tell your old man I ain't going back to jail. I'm just, hey man, look. If we can't tell the truth here, then what are we?
Liars.
Thank you.
So shouts out to the Firefly Funhouse for being the best shit on WWE TV and the most creative thing we've seen since Matt Hardy moved from Impact to the WWE.
I think Matt Hardy should be on the next episode of Firefly Funhouse.
In some capacity.
Yes.
And
even if it's just as a puppet.
The puppet for Sister Abigail is fed the fuck up. I got a feeling she's gonna walk out on the damn show.
Look, this is fantastic because there is so much coded language going on. There are layers to these skits. It's a jigsaw puzzle.
He attacked every character that he's had in WWE with this last episode. Mm-hmm. If you're a Bray Wyatt fan, going back to the beginning, you will see that in this episode. These episodes don't last that long, but if you put them together, they make one hell of a show.
I feel like someone on YouTube needs to get on that immediately. Needs to make one long episode of Firefly Funhouse.
It's already in the can. I'm sure that's already loaded for when he stops doing these. It's going to go up as one long file on the WWE.
This needs to be on that network. See, this is the stuff I'm talking about. Like, Coachman is trying to help these people get their shit together, and fuck it, let the cat out of the bag. I've applied. I've succumbed to the pressure and applied as a writer again. But after the no, don't clap for me. Because after the things I've heard in this body bag for the week, I don't necessarily know if this is the place for me. I don't know if my talents will be, used worth a damn.
Well, hopefully you don't have to worry about getting big leagued.
Nah, I'll be back quick. Like I'll make the headlines of a lot of.
Say you might have a charge on your back when you come back.
I'll make the headlines of a lot of wrestling sites if I get big leagued. Like I'm
tempted.
I'm just not good. I'm not for it. I just hey, I'm cool.
You're not with the shit.
I'm not in that capacity.
Right. All right, and then so finally, speaking of big leaguing and all that type of stuff, we go into our final element of the day, or next to final, body bag award. We've come to embrace this segment.
Yes, this segment has meant a lot of things to a lot of people.
It's hard when you have very little to choose from.
Sometimes it gets dry, but this is the summer, and a lot of times this is where people jumpstart their careers by saying something that they probably shouldn't have said, but they took a chance.
This time, this man said everything he shouldn't have said at the perfect time to say it. When you're contractually bound to no one related to the entity that you're talking about.
And to be perfectly honest, he was equally as gracious. It's just the gracious part came at the very beginning.
There was a shit sandwich.
Okay.
It was a very meaty shit sandwich.
What's the difference between that and Raw?
Absolutely nothing.
Thank you. So this week's body bag goes to...
Wait, hold on. There was a previous nominee before we give it away.
A couple of them. So we had the Velveteen Dream for his great value.
Great value.
I want to give it to let Triple H and Randy Orton split it for their segment.
For the balls. The ball talk.
For ball talk.
The irony of talking about big leaguing and he has a segment talking to his boss about balls.
Exactly.
His boss / homeboy about balls.
His partner. Matt Riddle had a good one.
Oh, do tell.
Matt Riddle's was a tweet though, and I said we were going to stop doing that, but he can be a nominee. So Matt Riddle tweets, they wouldn't let me in Monday. They wouldn't let me in for Monday Night Raw. This whole retiring Brock thing is going to be harder than I thought.
So So there's a groundswell of this whole Matt Riddle versus Brock Lesnar thing over the last few days.
Oh, I wonder where that started.
I can tell you for a fact we have evidence and dated and recorded.
We got a timestamp on ours.
Everything came from the Broken Pencil Booking Company. Somehow, some way.
Shit didn't even become a thing. And here's the thing. I am completely okay with the fact that we right now are cool to listen to, but we're not cool to talk about. I'm okay with that. I've been there before.
But we know you're listening. It's cool.
It's cool. The shout out is all we need, though.
At one time.
Just one time. That's it. I mean, we won't shun you. We won't shame you.
We embrace you. Come to the fun house.
Bring yourself and baptize yourself in the waters of broken pencil logic.
We'll open the door, and all you have to do is just walk in.
That's it.
That's not like something the Petty Messiah would say, because he's Mr. Copyright Infringement, right? That would be perfect for out of his wheelhouse.
We'll leave the light on for you.
All that. Body Bag Award winner of the week goes to... Well, do you want to give it to the entity or you give it to the person?
I'll give it to the person.
All right. Off of the heels of Talk is Jericho, we got to give it to Jon Moxley. He gave a 2-hour... We can't even call it an interview because Chris Jericho may have asked 4 questions in the entire interview.
2-hour campfire story dissertation of proving everything that we've been talking about on the show about what is wrong with current creative on television for the worldwide leader.
Going back to even like he said that he knew in July of 2018 that he was out. He knew he wasn't re-signing the contract that he was presented with. He actually said in the interview that he didn't even look at it.
He doesn't know how much money they offered him, which I'm almost certain if the Revival was going to get $500K a piece, reportedly, he's getting $750 to $1 million a year.
I'm sure he was going to get a 7-figure contract.
1.2, 1.6.
Somewhere upwards of $1 million where he will feel comfortable, but we will never know unless somebody else from the office that's signing that offer lets the world know how much it was. Either way, AEW got a hell of a steal. We got a hell of a match from Jericho and Omega with a hell of a run-in. One of the best run-ins we've ever seen.
Looked eerily reminiscent to Scott Hall, just because of the way the bleachers in the MGM Grand looked, and when he came down and went sideways.
The cadence was a little bit faster than Scott Hall, but yes,
absolutely, because he came in with purpose to knock somebody out.
He came in hot.
Scott was coming to cut a promo
and interrupt the match,
but they both had vests on. They both had jean vests on, so there's symmetry there.
Moxley is actually catching some fire right now because now he has an AEW shirt, a PWT or Pro Wrestling T-shirt, and also a New Japan shirt.
Cut the check on all fronts.
So yeah, Body Bag Award winner for the week of May 27th, 2019.
Year of our Lord.
Year of our Lord, amen. Is going to be Jon Moxley on Talk is Jericho.
So you've heard the whole interview?
Not yet. I have not. So I thought things that I have to go back and listen because there's things that I thought that I heard that I did not hear. And I need to go back and listen to those so I can hear those things. Because I have to listen either while I'm at the JO or while I'm like rolling around, riding around and getting it.
Yeah.
And I don't have time to actually sit down because now with these 7+ hours of wrestling that we have to watch this, prepare for this show every week.
So soon to 7 and counting.
Soon to be 9.
Yeah.
Not including pay-per-view weeks.
We're going to end up watching about 12 hours of wrestling a week. Bare minimum.
And that's pretty much my TV consumption right now, as is 12 hours.
Other than live sports, and then that's it. So, but the interview is definitely worth sitting through, definitely worth listening to. I, from being an artist, can absolutely identify with Moxley's positioning and how the overuse of corporate structure in something that is supposed to be freelance and creative in a lot of respects, it will drain all of the creativity and passion out of you, and then it's not even a job, it's like it's a sentence. Like
Yeah.
you're just waiting on that shit to expire. So I've personally experienced that, absolutely. So I know how that is. The other part we doing blow?
Man. So let me, before you go to the other part.
Okay.
The last 2 to 3 episodes of the Broken Pencil Book Company has been broadcast from the Sportatorium parking lot, which in Texas has no air conditioning.
None.
The air conditioning will be fixed here soon inside the parking lot. We're just waiting for
We're
it.
gonna start doing that shit inside the truck.
Meanwhile, with all the humidity down here in Texas, because Texas is giving me the sniffles and the allergies are acting up.
Right. It's that time of year.
No Jim Ross here. So I've been nasally and stuffy, but I've been working through it, and it's a good thing. It makes for great radio or great podcasting because we're talking this shit, and if you didn't enjoy it, you wouldn't be listening to this right now. So we do thank you.
Actual factuals. The numbers from last week prove that a lot of that stuff doesn't matter.
Yeah, and big thank you and shouts out to Lance Hoyt,
Absolutely.
Lance Archer, if you will, who was also at River City Wrestling. Yo, he's got. We keep interrupting sidebar and shit. He got some really dope New Japan shirts for the G1.
Absolutely, and he does still have tickets and to go along with those shirts available. So if you're not following at Lance_Hoyt, you should be doing so on all social platforms.
Yes, you should. Anyway, continue with your point, sir.
So the other part of his interview that actually I heard it after I applied for the writer job, and after I heard it, I was like, this may not be as good of an idea as we may have thought, because we've talked openly about me applying for that job and possibly contributing on one level or another. But saying the rumor is 37 writers, somewhere between
In the neighborhood of 40.
in the neighborhood of 40. And then those 40 writers are writing individual scripts for talent. Those talent like it, don't like it. It all gets approved by one person.
And that approval doesn't happen most times until right at until the start of the show. And sometimes I would dare to think it's sometimes the start of a segment.
Me as a person, I have had experience as a ghostwriter. So being in the studio with an artist that you're writing for, typically it's you, that artist, the producer, the engineer. Depending on the genre, you could get as many as 3 writers in a room. Maybe.
But to have a think tank of 40?
To have a think tank of 40 and then have one that has autonomy. Like, I'm not sure.
Imagine writing a page or a paragraph that has 40 words in it, and only one of your words has the possibility of mattering.
It's just weird. I don't. I may get there and if I was fortunate enough to be sequestered for the interview.
Sequestered.
I mean, hey, you got wordplay.
Yes.
That's part of the reason you guys need me. But look, I could honestly get there and say, you know what? I think I might be better served writing in NXT.
Based on the fact that because bitch Orlando. Let's start with that.
I mean, because bitch Orlando, and then there's
It's a great place to start.
So it is a great place to start. I feel like I should be able to work my way up. You put me in developmental so that I can learn the style and then move up.
Not for nothing, you can maximize your revenue streams and income by actually attending Full Sail, taking a couple of classes on social media marketing.
Ding ding.
You know what I'm saying? Accentuating your already vast education of the
and I'm pretty sure
trade.
Pretty sure I could get some side work DJing during the week.
You know what I'm talking about?
I don't think those opportunities are available in Connecticut. However, it's just the thing. Like the part. In being completely honest, because we have these conversations where I feel like I could contribute on a high level as a writer in real life is closing the gap between whoever's in charge now and millennials in terms of the verbiage used on TV.
Word.
And close the gap on urban communication. See how I phrased that?
Yeah, there you go.
there needs to be an influx of updating with the urban vernacular that is being used.
Not to mention an update in sensitivity. Because truth be told, not even though they're having fun, and I appreciate brothers actually doing the damn thing, Street Profits are some stereotypical motherfuckers.
Look,
A red solo cup party, and Triple H has the nerve to take a picture with them after winning the belts with red solo cups. Like,
there's also a country music song called Red Solo Cup, so it's a culture thing. I know what it looks like to you.
yes,
Because I can identify that it looks like that.
and there is a slight age gap, but we also come from a different culture that the hip hop culture, specifically that in the Dallas Fort Worth area, is that of a really tight knit group from probably the age of about 28 to about 50.
Okay.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
And anything below that 28 threshold usually falls into the category of another like crowd. So Suave and I, even though there's an age gap there, that's how we met, was doing the shit that we do. So over the years, we have grown and we've seen things, and things that we may have done 10 years ago, we won't do anymore.
Absolutely.
And so he may feel one way about seeing the Street Profits with red solo cups, and I may feel an older way about that. But at the end of the day, there's still a better way to do things that we can both agree upon. That type of diversity would be better suited and appreciated, delivered in a manner to where people in a corporate structure should be like, hey, don't treat black people like you think black people should be treated.
I actually raise more of an eyebrow seeing Montez Ford twerking. Like, that's more like,
there's that too.
I'd rather not that. I'd like, hey, do the solo cup all you want to.
But then there's Kofi and Big E.
Right. So yes, absolutely. So therein lies that what's the word I'm looking for? Therein lies that very gray area that you have to learn how to navigate in. Because I know the solo cup is going to stay a Street Profits thing, because eventually when they move to the main roster, they're going to be able to sell cups.
Strictly cups.
You're going to sell Street Profits cups. That's gonna be a merch thing. It won't even be t-shirts for them. It'll be cups. That's just gonna be their thing. So that's coming. But yeah, there's just no reason that's the other thing. I kind of feel like maybe it's not so much as a writer where I can contribute the most, but maybe it's marketing, branding, merchandising, and some of the social media.
Let them know.
Because there's no reason Bobby Lashley shouldn't be selling headbands.
Bruh. Layup. It's a layup.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Bobby Lashley should be selling headbands along with t-shirts and whatever else.
It could be something as simple as just saying the Almighty while his headbands are still the clean white headbands.
I don't know why the Street Profits aren't selling cups now.
They could be selling basketball shorts, basketball jerseys.
All of the above. Like them Street Profits basketball shorts, the cups. Hell, Angelo Dawkins wears headbands. He should be selling headbands. There's a lot of shit. A lot. You could sell the shooting sleeve that Montez Ford wears. There's a lot of shit. And it's not just for African American talents, but there's a lot of connecting that needs to be done between the WWE universe and what goes on creatively.
Look at all of the awareness that Finn Balor raised for the LGBTQ community during WrestleMania 35, was it? Or 34? 34.
Yeah.
Where's that now?
On clearance.
Is it? I haven't seen any of it.
I thought they were selling some of it, but I really wasn't keeping up with it.
They sold it for a very limited period of time. And I mean, that's not something that's going away.
True. Absolutely true. I just don't know how much they wanted to attach Finn Balor to that movement.
They didn't have to. They didn't have to just attach him, but at the same time, they did attach him to that movement.
I mean, I feel like it would be the same way as they sell. They were selling Army themed gear for Memorial Day.
So let's go. So Canyon was homosexual. Rest in peace, Canyon. Mm-hmm. We also had
Orlando Jordan,
bisexual, multisexual. What's your guy?
Counts.
Not discounting. What was your guy's name? That was with Titus O'Neil. He was with the tag team.
Darren Young.
Darren Young, also homosexual, out of the closet.
Right.
Sonya Deville, homosexual, out the closet.
Is she?
Yes. Documented.
So they've actually started to play that into television a little bit.
Slightly. Well, they did it very subtly about 6 months ago, and people didn't really catch it.
Right.
You know, but I mean,
but they've done it recently too, and no one has really caught it. They did it right before Money in the Bank, and no one really caught it. And for a hot second, it looked like that's the way that they were going to go with Sasha and Bailey.
And well, yeah, that's exactly how that looked. But I don't know. They just crashed and burned too, because they basically did the whole Mick Foley thing. Mick Foley and Mick Foley, Kane and Daniel Bryan thing. Basically, all they did with that shit.
That shit was terrible.
Yeah, but still, you have had representatives. You know, in a diverse dynamic situation that you could have had bring light and sell merch for the sake thereof, and actually, you know, even be figureheads for change. Because
of who is calling the final shot, I can safely say they're not ready creatively to handle that.
No shit.
Like, for real.
As evidenced by the fact that it hasn't happened yet.
And so that goes back to your sensitivity point, because there's a certain slant you're going to have to put on some of this to get it to be palatable for television, because it is it's still a PG product, so you still have kids in the crowd, and I can't let that be the cop out right now. It shouldn't be, but at the same time, that's the cop out for violence.
Arthur's teacher married a guy. Arthur. First of all, I didn't know Arthur still had new episodes coming on TV.
Right.
His teacher married a guy and winked at the camera.
I truly, that is just going to open a whole nother can of worms. But yes, you're absolutely correct. But yeah, you're going to have to be very careful about how you present characters on active WWE television and book their storylines in conjunction with their sexuality.
Let's go back to Chuck and Billy.
That was a spoof. No one thought that was real.
Definitely was a spoof.
And that was a different time. That was like right after the company went public or right before?
Right before. And the casual fan, and you know how we felt about the casual fan.
Fuck them.
Fuck the casual fan. The casual fan flipping channels would have seen that and been like, are they fucking kidding me? Like, is this for real?
Right.
But it, again, doesn't negate the fact that it happened, because most people didn't see it. It happened.
They did it with Mickey James.
Oh, that's probably the most egregious one right there. They gave HLA after HLA was no longer a thing during the G-rated era.
Mickey turned up at a WrestleMania and went in.
Literally.
So I mean, like, there's all types of stuff. Like there's issues of race, there's issues of sexual orientation. Then there's just the issue of being entertaining, being creative, actually relating to the audience that's watching and not the audience of one.
I think that's one of the biggest problems that there is that the powers that be, and I'm not going to put this on one person, the powers that be don't know the difference between being insensitive and what's funny.
I mean, considering what we got from our body bag award winner for the week, and I don't think he has any reason to lie about the way creative works. It is one person.
That's probably going to be the most real body bag that we give out. Possibly ever, unless another situation arises where a talent leaves an organization and decides to go ahead and give a tell-all afterwards.
It's an audience of one. And when you break down that audience of one and the demographic that person falls into, you can kind of see why things are the way they are.
Speaking of audience of one, I am about to go to sleep. You are about to go home. BrokenpencilBC at all things social. BrokenpencilBC at gmail.com. Petty Messiah will be returning in the next episode. We will be back in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Read that Stomping Grounds card before we get out of here.
No, because these
you wanted that pay-per-view.
No. So the reason why I'm not doing it, I'm glad you brought it up. It's actually the 23rd.
Okay.
So we got time. There's no card.
There's no card?
I'm on CBS.
No. There is a card. There's one match. One match at least I know of is there's Alexa Bliss versus
Bailey.
Bailey. Yes.
Yeah. So according to this, there's two. Alexa Bliss versus Bailey for the SmackDown Women's Championship, and Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre again.
That's already said. How many times are they gonna do that?
As many times. We're seeing Randy Orton versus Sheamus again. Basically, what this is the new Randy Orton versus Sheamus.
Oh my god! I'm not so sure if I want to just. I don't want to be on the road away from my family for that sort of thing. To write paragraphs for a living that aren't actually going to be read. I didn't like doing that shit with music. I mean, the check still cleared, but
and the crazy shit is you'll be home on Wednesday and Thursday and be back in the air on Friday.
Kiss my entire ass. Yeah. That's not enough time to sleep off jet lag. Yeah. Trust me, I know.
There's your weekend. So, yeah, Broken Pencil BC on all things social, brokenpencilbc@gmail.com. Brokenpencilbc.com is getting revamped. So, as of right now, they redirect you to the Mixcloud page, which is where all the archives are. We are currently on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify.
All streaming platforms. Everywhere podcasts are delivered and streamed.
Broken Pencil Logic, You Can't Write This, Mark My Words, Folk Life Shorty, Fuck the Casual Fan, and
with the shit,
yeah. We'll be back in 2 weeks, and I think we're good.
I'm pretty sure I just shot my application in the ass.
They might actually take a look at you harder now. Pause.
I mean, maybe so, but I feel like I might as well tell the truth.
Fuck them. They're casual fans. Fuck them.